Hello again from Gateway Materials Test Center. My name is Joshua Tucker. I'm the lead test engineer here. Today we're going to tell you a little bit about the ASTM D6413. That's the standard test method for the flame resistance of textile materials in the vertical fashion. So what we're going to tell you a little bit about, we're going to show you how we set up the test. We're going to show our apparatus here in our test chamber, how we perform the test. We're going to show you a little bit, tell you a little bit about what properties we're going to get from this test, and tell you a little bit about how we are going to present them to the customer. So let's get started. Alright, so here we are with our flammability testing chamber. We have it inside of a vacuum hood here that pulls all of the noxious fumes that we create by burning things. So this is an in-house made fixture or test chamber we have here. We have a vertical fixture, we have 45-degree and horizontal. So now here we are testing for flame resistance, not flame retardancy. These materials that we test here are not flame retardant. They have to catch fire in order for us to tell how much it takes to burn them and what sort of backlash we get from the burn. So the materials that we're testing here, we're just testing a piece of a towel just to show you that we can burn it. There's all kinds of different materials that you can test in this situation or in this test ASTM. But right here we're just going to use a towel just to show you how it works. So you take the specimen, you cut it to the dimensions of this fixture. Now all of the specimen has to be inside the fixture. It can't be hanging out the edges or anything like that, and it has to be relatively taut inside. So the specimen or the fixture is going to hang just like this right above our Bunsen burner. Speaking of the Bunsen burner has to be at a certain pressure, a certain temperature. The flame has to be at 1.5 inches high. The flame itself has to be measured for the temperature. This is all in the ASTM. I'm just telling you the basics of what's going on. So we're going to light this thing, we're going to measure the flame height. We will pull the Bunsen burner up underneath the specimen, which has to be 3/4 of an inch from the specimen. Leave it for 12 seconds. That's the burn time, that's the ignition time. That's spec'd out in the ASTM. We leave it there for 12 seconds, time it, pull it off, and let it go. So now we're going to let it just continue to burn until it stops burning. And we're going to observe different things during this time. So we're going to observe if there's any dripping. We don't want, well, it's not necessarily that you don't want it, but it is a bad property for the material to have it melt and drip flaming things onto other materials, around if this really was a fire situation. So we let it burn. We measure the time that it takes for the flame to extinguish, but we also measure the time it takes for the embers to stop glowing on the specimen. So those are the two things. Once those embers stop glowing, we're done, and we want to record any of those drips or anything else like that we have encountered with this specimen. So once we're done with that, we pull the specimen out, we take it out of this fixture, and we measure the char length, basically just how far the flame propagated up the specimen. And you can, in this test method as well, test how much it takes to break the specimen after that burn is done. So you take it out, you put a little hole in the specimen here and here, and you just pull it apart. So that's what we've got for this test method. Let's go ahead and burn this thing. We'll show you how it works.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So there you have it. That's our presentation of the ASTM D6413, the standard test method for the flame resistant properties of textile materials. If you or your company have the need to have this test performed on their product, please feel free to give us a call here at Gateway Materials Test Center. Our phone number is 336-217-5184. Thanks and have a good one.